If you want to get good at music, play with people that are way better than you and that are humble enough to teach you. So I work with a lot of musicians that are not humble and they don't want to share any secrets that they have. When people ask me something about music, I don't have anything to hide. Hey guys, what is your biggest issue and struggle as a musician, a songwriter, and a singer in your career and in your business? What is that struggle that you have? I'm going to be replying to comments on a post that I posted with that question. Let's get into it, guys. The first person said, your biggest challenge will always be you. I agree with that. Now, that's a very general comment, and all these other comments are going to actually explain that comment that you said. So, yes, you are your biggest challenge, you know. The next comment says, worrying about why some things didn't work out, taking failures too seriously. Let's stop right there because I was reading this book. I think it's called The Art of Regret or something like that. And what it's about is how looking backwards helps you move forward. You ever meet those people that are like, no regrets? I don't regret anything. No regrets. That's actually not good. See, regret within itself is not bad. Regret teaches you. If you allow it, if you really listen to it, what happens is that people regret and they fall into a state of oppression and depression. But when you learn how to use regret properly, for example, I was doing a Jkelly music show, and in that show, I decided not to use notes in front of me. No index cards, no iPad, nothing. And it was not that great. I forgot so many things of what I was supposed to say. So my topic was all over the place. And when I asked a few people who attended it that I kind of go to for critical advice to kind of critique it, all of them said, yeah, you should have used notes in front of you or something, because I could tell you were kind of all over the place. You know, not everybody noticed that, but the people who I would talk to, they noticed that. So I regret that. I regret not having notes. I wish if I go back, I would have my notes. I would have done that. I had notes. I was like, I'm going to take the risk. Not doing that again. And so what that does is teaches me for the next show, have it. Because it's not about me. It's about what the people are hearing and them getting the right message as I'm speaking. Okay? It doesn't matter what I got to look like. If I got to talk like this with the phone, that's fine. And so she also said, having a full-time job outside of music, that uses up my time and energy. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong having, your job. Now, most musicians I know have a side hustle and then their main job. Now, I think you already had your career. Music became a side thing. Now you're actually making it your full time, which is possible for anybody. It's, and the thing about the time and energy, there's three things, right? There's time, energy, and money. When you're young, you have time and energy, but no money. When you're middle-aged, you have energy and money, but no time to do anything with the energy and money except work. And then when you're older, you have time and money, but no energy to do anything. And so, how do you get to a place where you have time, energy, and money going, working for you? That's where you want to get to in whatever your craft or business is, your career, your job. You want to get to that place and not feel oppressed because you can't have freedom. You're young. I know kids that are they wish they had money to do stuff or create a space for them to work on their craft. All right, somebody else said, she said, losing my voice through teaching, singing, and worshiping. Yeah, that's a big one. Ever since I started singing, which was way later than when I started playing instruments, I learned that like with weather changes and I'm in Florida, so we only have like 4 days of winter, but sometimes it's hot during the day, cold at night, so the weather's keeps changing. It's like 70 degrees during the day, 40 degrees at night. And so that messes with my throat. I have to wear a scarf or a turtleneck, drink tea every day, that, nice rich cinnamon and turmeric and all this kind of stuff, and honey, tablespoons of honey. I started doing that. So I understood. I'm like, okay, singers actually have to protect that. Just how musicians have to protect their hands. I don't get into like martial arts or sports just to protect that. There's certain stuff you do. So, but yeah, I know that's gotta be tough, losing your voice as a singer. So yeah, go ahead and take those teas. There's a tea called Throat Comfort. If you don't already use it, I would assume you do, because I believe you're a teacher. But sometimes time gets the best of you. You're probably at the stage of your life where you have energy and you're getting money, but not enough time to handle your business, to take care of the things you really want to take care of. I could be wrong too. So wherever you are in your life. Next comment, he says, being a sound guy as well, I never get called to play anymore. Now this guy, I know him. He's a drummer, so I've done a gig or two with him. And he's a sound guy. The worst thing that can happen to someone, it's not failure. It's the worst thing that can happen to somebody is getting very, very good at the wrong thing in life. If I were you, I'd even pray about and really look into mixing, sound guy, or you're a drummer, you're a musician. Which one actually suits you more? Is it both? Is it one or the other? Because those are two totally different things. You can even combine you're a drum tech and a drummer or whatever it is. So that's something to really think on and pray on, get some direction on that. Because when you're a jack of all trades, yes, you are a master of none. But the rest of that quote says that oftentimes you're better than the master of one. So you learn how to use a bunch of stuff. Yeah, but it's good to focus on one thing. We can only do one thing at a time anyway. Multitasking is just like switching back and forth. It's not doing everything at the same time. Switching focus back and forth. That's all it is. That's where computers get it from when they're switching their systems. You got the 8-core or whatever the stuff is. It's not doing things at the same time. It's switching back so fast that we can't tell it's switching back. And it looks like it's doing it at the same time. Next comment says she's caring about other musicians' opinions. The only musicians' opinions you should care about are those that hold you accountable, which is, I think, in your third one. But yeah, the ones that hold you accountable and the ones that are your mentors you look up to, they really help you. Those are who you should really consider their opinions, because they are critiquing you. They are give you advice or whatever. And if you don't have those people, you want to call them up, say, hey, I want to meet with you once a week or once a month. Let's talk. Let's do some music. Let's meet up. If you want accountability. So the other one, depending on musicians to tell me I'm good at things. Call up a musician and say, hey, let's meet up. Let's have a jam session. If you want to get good at music, play with people that are way better than you and that are humble enough to teach you. Okay? Because I work with a lot of musicians that are not humble and they don't want to share any secrets that they have. Just when people ask me something about music, I don't have anything to hide. Now, if I recognize a lack of humility or some cockiness, selfishness, you're very haughty, if I sense that in you, then I will avoid saying certain things because you won't use it for any good. Sometimes you got to follow intuition, the Holy Spirit, basically. As somebody says they can't play a single instrument, I think everyone should know should learn how to play an instrument, just like you learn math, reading, English, your language. You should play an instrument. You don't have to learn all the theory and stuff if you don't want to. But it is good to know something about music and how it works, which is music theory or even instrument theory, the theory of an instrument. whatever, piano, guitar, just know how it works. Someone says, what exercises would you suggest? Call a professional musician and ask them to meet up to have a jam session. Jam with them. Go to open mic night. I don't suggest you to practice all the time. I would play all the time. Play music. Just like how you learn your first language. Your parents didn't tell you to go to a room and before you can talk to me, you need to learn how to say hello, learn your ABCs first before you can talk to me. No. Before you knew what a word was, you were already you were already saying something to your parents. And your parents were the professional speakers and you were the one, you didn't know anything. So with music, go to professionals, do it. When I was 14, I started playing at the House of Blues Gospel Brunch out at Disney Springs here in Orlando. And I didn't go to school for music. My school was my mentors and people who taught me. That was it, my mentors. They held me accountable. Okay? So exercise picking up that phone, calling the musician, say, hey, let's meet up. I want to meet up and go over some music. You'd be surprised how open musicians are to meet up with you and to jam. I'm my own biggest critic. That's good and bad. It's good to critique yourself. If you start to not believe in yourself, you're going to have an issue. So learn how to be patient with yourself. Take time to call up professional musicians. Be humble enough to admit that there are people who are better than you. That's how you learn. The more you grow, the more you realize you don't know. And the more you realize you can't do things alone. We're not made. It's not good for a man to be alone. It's good for us to have people on our sides, brothers, sisters, family, friends, acquaintances, allies to challenge you, to help you get better. So sometimes us being our own worst critic keeps us from going out and seeing people because we don't think we're good enough to see them. Man, we're all human. I don't care if you are a type A celebrity, you're up there, millions of followers, half the world knows you. If I saw you today, I would treat you like like another person I just seen on the street because you're another person. Titles, whatever, status, whatever. Are you a kind person? What is your biggest struggles and issues as a musician, singer, songwriter? Put in the comments, what do you struggle with? Let's have a conversation and like this video, share it, and help other people to, figure out what they're trying to do in life and their struggles and stuff like that. Okay? Guys, be blessed.